Boom! What is up, people? It is MYK signing on. We're gonna be playing some Tekken 7. But before that, what up, people? How's it going, Purple Derp? Yes, yes, indeed. Oh man! So I wake up this morning, and little did we know, Lord Murray himself blessed us. Oh yes, he did. Oh yes, he did. He blessed us with some patch notes, and the mid-February patch came out, and it's only Leroy that got touched. So I guess we'll take a look at that now. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a look at this. Oh. Alright, so here we go. We have the patch notes here. Let me go ahead and turn this off. Boom. Alright, so if you guys are tuning in right now, we're going to go over the Leroy patch notes real quick. 1 plus 2 1, that's his 10 frame counter hit jab string. Still a NCC, but the second hit is no longer -7, it's -9 now. That's a nice change. Also, the 2 frames carried over on hit, so now it's only +2. And homing decreased. Thank goodness, right? Because how many times have I've stepped one when he does 1-1, right? I stepped the first one, and then I get tagged by the second hit, and I didn't know it was because the hit, tracking on the second hit was that good. I thought that string was just that good, but it makes sense. Good shit. So the 1 plus 2 part, the final hit, the 6th hit, is no longer -10, it's -13 now. So that's way better. That's way better for a lot of characters, right? Steve, I'm a Steve main, so that automatically tells me I can back 1 too, which is super nice. Asuka as well, she kind of lucks out, doesn't get shit at 10. So this is really good for her because as long as she can get a 12, it's good for her. Also frame disadvantage at -2. Wow, they nerfed it by 3 frames. The 7th hit, also a damage reduction by 15 points. Another thing they didn't mention in the patch notes is the hit effect on the final hit is actually different now. It gives that stun now, so I guess it might not wall splat, but he might still be able to get wall combos. I'm not sure if the pushback is going to carry over when I'm at the wall. We'll test that. We'll definitely check that out in a sec. But yeah, let me go ahead and look at this. Alright, back to it. 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2, 1. Damage decreased by 5 points. 32 to 37. Still going to do a chunk. So that's more damage reduction. That's good. I guess he really was, like, in terms of damage as well, not only frames, but in terms of damage as well, his damage was definitely a little too high on a lot of things. But 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2, 1 is still going to be a beefy ass 14 frame punish. That wall splat. So I don't know. It's scary. Especially against like matchups like Jack or something, right? That's a common thing you look for. 14 frames. What do I have to punish Jack's down 4-2? Ugh, that's gonna still do a lot. And he still has up forward 3 plus 4, 1 plus 2. That's to cover his 14 frames with range. So, he still has good punishers for 14. Let's look at this. Down 2-4. Decrease the distance between the character and the opponent when the move is guarded. So the second hit, it had like no pushback or draw in after they block it, so it's like whatever range they blocked it at, sometimes you would get like this magical pushback because of the move itself, right? So it's like, it's not like true pushback like Death Fist, but it's weird. You could range it so that Kazuya can't twin piston it, so that's probably like the biggest thing for that, right? And even some characters while standing 4s were whiffing on down 2-4, so that's good. That's good. Down 3, damage reduction by 4 points. God damn, they touched all his damage. But looking at this right now, down 3, they didn't touch down 3-2 at all. Down 3-2 plus 8, still probably the same. Yeah, so it's like, it seems like they want this move to be the way it is, plus 8, because it is kind of risky, right? Because it's low high. If they duck it, it's a launch for you. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe they want to keep it that way because there is some risk to that move. lost my mouse. Uh-oh. Ah, there it is. Okay, moving on. Where are we at? Down 1+2, change the opponent's behavior when guarded. This is huge. This is huge. This is like one of his best moves. Such a good move, right? It was 0 on block, force opponents to crouch. Now it no longer puts them in crouch. It leaves them standing, which is really nice so that you can actually step either way. Either way. And he's actually -4 now, so that's even better, but you know, it's still safe. This one's pretty big. You know, down 1+2, no longer a counter hit launcher. It just gives a free hit now, like 4/4 1+2 or something. That's kind of big. That's kind of big. I mean, I thought they should have, I don't know, maybe just change this first part, right, and then leave it a counter hit launcher. I thought it was one of his key moves, right, to leave it as a counter hit launcher, because Leroy doesn't get too much launchers other than like back 1+2, right, which we'll get to in a sec. Down back 1, this one's nice as well. Another damage reduction, so his bread and butters are going to do a little bit less as well. 15 to 12. I think down back 1/3 still does 29 damage. I just looked at it right now, so that's man, that's still pretty good damage. But his combos, fillers got reduced even more. And this is big. No longer crouch status. Holy shit! Thank goodness, right? Thank goodness. Why did that high crush? It was a better. It was honestly like Fang's down back 1, which has high crush frames as well, but it was way better than Fang's. It was way better than Fang. Whew. What is this in the chat? I'm seeing like verified Mubot cheer 1 out of Nemo. Boom, boom. I don't know. I don't know if Leroy is quite dead yet, but he's definitely nerfed way more than the last patch. Back 1, 5 points less, so it does 45 now on counter hit. Because back 1 on counter hit has like a animation it goes into, right, where it kicks your leg. That second part is 5 points less. Back 1+2 also no longer sparks now in normal hit. So also another combo fillerable move that also got another damage reduction. This part's nice, -5 to -9 on block. So you can't just fucking spam back 1+2 and shit. You can spam it a little bit less, but it's still fucking 12 frame mid counter hit tool. I thought they were gonna slow it down, honestly. I thought they were gonna make it at least 13 or 14. Right? If they make it 14, make it like -6 or 7, you know? You don't have to make it as bad on block, you know? But yeah, they nerfed this move a little bit more too. +6 to +2. Decrease the distance between the character and the opponent when the move is guarded, so less pushback. And increased whiff recovery animation by 10 frames. So when he whiffs it, there's 10 more frames of delay on whiff. That's huge, because whiff recovery is a little bit different than block recovery, right? One great example in like older Tekken games, I'm not too sure about Tekken 7, I haven't played against enough Ravens, but Maven, right, or old school Raven, 443 Vampire Knee, on whiff, we used to joke that shit was like, because on block, that shit's -14, right? So you would think that whiff recovery on 443 would be as bad as -14 plus the whiff, right? But it felt as though 443 was like safer on whiff, you know? I was just like, why does 443 feel safer than -14 on whiff, you know? It was definitely a thing. So this is really big. Really big. So making the whiff recovery 10 frames worse, man, he just lingers out there then. He's only at -9 when you block it, but on whiff there's 10 more frames of recovery. So way less back 1+2 spammable situations, but there are still going to be scenarios where, such as like Julia shotgun spin, right? And if she does any option after that other than shotgun no spin, right? Shotgun 1-2, unless she just does that. If she does shotgun spin, any option, you can still back 1+2 all the options, right? I think also against like certain matchups like Lei, Razor Rush into stance transition, if he tries anything funny, back 1+2 is there to check him. Also against Steve, in the Steve matchup, if he blocks back 1 from Steve, right? If Steve does flicker 1 after back 1, which is super common, right? Super common. It's his fastest move he can do after doing back 1, right? On block. Flicker 1 is 12 frames, but back 1 is back 1's -3 on block. So it's like 15 frames, right? 15 frame gap. Well, actually, I think there's like a... It trades on 13, if I remember correctly. It trades on 13. Some shit like that. Trades on 13 if you do back 1, flicker 1. But he could just do back 1 plus 2, mash in between that. And fucking, yeah, back 1 anything other than Power Crush. And I think even Power Crush, he trades with the Power Crush. After the armor. So back 1 plus 2 trades there. So he gets the counter hit stun and Steve doesn't get the follow-up 4-4-2 in that scenario, right? So it's kind of like a win-win for Leroy in that scenario. But yeah, moving on. Back 1 plus 2. I thought they were gonna slow it down, honestly. Bull C, I mean, I'll definitely get into that. I mean, there's a couple things that still make him really strong, right? Like I was saying right now with back 1 plus 2 still being a 12 frame mid counter hit launcher is still fucking insane. It's still fucking insane. It's only made it a little bit more fair that it's -9 now and plus 10, 10 more frames of recovery on whip. So yeah, that's a nice change. But yeah, back 1 plus 2, 12 frame mid counter hit launcher is amazing. It's amazing. A forward 4, decrease the range of the attack. That's nice. That's really nice. So maybe less clipping. But I was testing it in practice mode. And it actually still hits at like range 2.3. It just doesn't hit at range 2.4. There's a lot of variable with Zafina because she's moving back and forth, but yeah, it hits at like 2.3 if I remember correctly. It was 2. Right? Yeah. Goes up to 3.5. Okay. It still hits at like that range. It's still pretty good. Yeah, that's still pretty crazy. So, that's nice that they changed it, honestly. Decreased the range. That and also from the last patch too, right? This one's another big one, I think. What's it called? Yeah, 4-4-2-2. Decrease the distance between the character and the opponent when the move is guarded. That one's real nice because there were so many times where characters are supposed to use their 12, 13s with a little more range than their jabs, like Brian's 4-3, for example. There were times where 4-4-2-2 was just at that perfect spot where the second one got a little bit extra pushback. Or if you whiffed the first one and only blocked the second hit, you had extra pushback. So some characters couldn't even punish that shit. That shit sucked. Yeah, Mr. MYK, yeah, he does but his is from while standing, and Brian technically has that too. While standing is a little different. Can't do it as fast as yeah, in those scenarios, yeah. But yeah, let's keep it going. 4-4-2-2 nerf is nice, so every character should be able to get. I saw a video on Reddit where some guy was testing out Kazuya's back 1-2, and it seems like it works pretty consistently against that. And even Kazuya's 2-2 was hitting, so that's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome. 4-4-3. This one's pretty big. I said if they kept it as a homing and made it -9, this move would still be fucking good, right? That's what I was telling people at Wednesday Night Fights whenever we were talking about Leroy shit, right? But this one is huge. Homing decreased. Asterisk. Loses homing attack. Just fucking homing decrease. It's just gone. Homing is obliterated from it. Homing is obliterated from it. So that's super nice. It didn't even look like a homing attack. Like, what the fuck? It's just like a straight kick. It's just a straight kick. And, he still gets the follow-ups. So, fuck him. Fuck him on that. Alright, so 4-4-1 plus 2, another damage decrease, and less pushback on block. That's nice. Because 4-4-1 plus 2, I used that shit in neutral just to create space if I wanted with that. It hadn't had deceptive range. The thing is, the range is still the same on it. The range is still fantastic on it. A couple things. Down 1+2 range is still good. Forward 1+2 range is still good. And back 4 range is... Back 4 is untouched. Back 4 is still fucking godlike. He still has an amazing homing move with back 4. Mid, 17 frames, you know, homing, screws if they're airborne. It does ballerina stun, +8. It'll ballerina spin, so you get wall splat at the wall. It's good enough, right? It's super good already. But yeah, let's see. 4-4 1+2. Okay, moving on. We finished all that. Raw Rising 2. Damage decreased probably on the first hit, right? Because it's like a 3-hit launcher. It's like a pa-pa-pang, right? So probably damage decrease. It doesn't say that all 3 hits come out even when blocked, so it's like easy to visually tell. But this part's nice. The second part, decrease the distance between the character and the opponent when the move is guarded. Thank God. Because while standing 2 was kind of like 4-4-2-2 in certain instances, where if you do it at the justice tip, right? Like some characters couldn't even use their 14 to punish it, like Brian, if I remember correctly. But a couple things I noticed from this patch. We'll just finish this up real quick before we move on. Enemy down back 2. That's the ground pound. Damage decreased by 2 points. All right. So with the ground stun orbital, the Hermit forward 4, right? The ground hitting forward 4 Hermit orbital. If you use that as a wall combo, you get 5 points less from the last version of the last patch, and then now you also get 2 points less on the unscaled grounded hits. Whatever. Some more damage reduction. It's nice, you know. This one's another pretty big one. Down forward 2+3. They nerfed the damage on the final hit. No longer 25 on the last hit. So 10 point less on Kane combos at the wall and shit. Because he gets unscaled shit anyways. Like, come on, dude. And I think if you use it on a floor break stage, we're also going to get another one when Fakaram drops. So, yeah, you'll have ways to use the fucking Kane for floor breaks and stuff. It's still going to be good. Time with enemy attack back 2. Increased recovery by 5 frames. So on whiff, it'll be easier to whiff punish by 5 frames. Kind of like back 1+2, but back 1+2 I got an additional 10, you know? But looking at these patch notes, Namco's definitely headed in the right direction, and my god, they really normalized a lot of his shit. Like some of the bullshit stuff like 4-4-2-2, down 1+2 is a huge one. I thought they would have left that as a counter launcher, honestly. Yeah, just change the frames on it on block, right? I mean, this is what I've been saying since day one when Leroy dropped. I think a lot of the numbers are going to change. That's exactly what's going on. Like the damage, the frames, all that stuff, right? But down 1+2, I think it could have been fine as a counter launcher, honestly. It wasn't super fast. 17 frames is kind of like a Jin forward 4. Jin forward 4 is still better, right? 16. Long ass range. Steppable one way. Kind of very similar. I kind of looked at down 1+2 as similar like a Jin forward 4 without the stance stuff, right? But yeah, that's good, I guess. Down 1+2 can eat shit, and down back 1 no longer high crush. Whew. But looking at this patch, there's a couple things that I'm looking at, right? Down forward 1, down forward 1-1, still -1, still -1. What? He still has the best fucking down forward 1 in the game, in the fucking game. The hitbox is amazing. It tracks to the way it comes out. It fucking picks up Eddie from relax after he does back 3-3 and while standing 3 and shit like that. Extremely low hitbox. It hits side rolls. It practically almost hits grounded, dude. Down forward 1 practically almost hits grounded. I thought they were gonna normalize down forward 1 to like a normal one, you know? If he already has the best hitbox down forward 1, sure, it doesn't have the sometimes good high crush frames like Lars and Lee's down forward 1, but the hitbox is amazing. Down forward 1's so good. I'm sure Way Gamble would love to have a fucking Leroy down forward 1, right? Especially with how shitty fucking Leo's down forward 1 is. It's like some people would love to have his down forward 1, like law players as well, right? Dude, and also down forward 1-1 still -1. The one tournament I've used Leroy 3 times at Wednesday Night Fights now, right? The second time is the one I won it, and dude, you know how many people I hit with down forward 1-1, back 1+2? You know how many people I hit with that shit? Boom, 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 boom. Oh my god, dude. That's still gonna be around. Yeah, I thought down forward 1 and down forward 1-1 was definitely gonna get nerfed in frames, but you know, they still have another patch coming out with other characters being worked on as well. So this is actually really nice from Bandai Namco and Michael Murray. You know, bless their souls, right? Having to deal with all the fucking evil Japan fiasco and all the Twitter nonsense and all the people, you know, yelling at him and shit. My God, my God, they done it. You know, I think they done it. We're on the right path. We're definitely on the right path. But yeah, like I said, down forward 1, down forward 1-1, still the same. He still has a 12 frame mid counter hit launcher. He has back 4, which is fucking amazing. Down 2 is still great as a low poke. It's his best low poke. I like side step 4 as well, but you know, side step 4 more at the wall. I like more. 1-1, 1+2, 1. One thing I would have liked to see for that string is, I hope it's, let me check it out right now. Fuck it. Let's just jump into it. Bro, Miguel used to have a 0 on block down forward 1. Those were the good days. It's still natural. Fuck. Why is that still natural? If just the mid hits, it's still natural, dude. I was really hoping that wasn't the case. But yeah, also Hermit 4, 1+2. The pushback is still the same. You know, Brian can't jet upward in the open even though it's -14. Like, I thought they were gonna reduce that too. But you know, down 3-2, I could kind of agree with it staying +8, I guess. It's like risky. Sometimes I feel like if they know about down 3-2 and ducking it right every time. But then also at the same time, down 3-2, you could just do down fucking 3, right? That could be the next layer, right? If they're really good at ducking down 3-2, right? And even down 3 by itself, if I remember correctly, it's not even that bad on block. Only -13? Yeah, it's still only -13. So, you know, that could be layer 2, just doing down 3 by itself. But that's the juice, right? Being at +8 and then fucking Hermit 1+2, still 10, only -10. Other than Zafina, this sequence down 3-2 into Hermit 1+2, you can't step it unless you have like maybe a crazy built-in sidestep left move or some shit, right? It fucking sucks because, and also in the Steve matchup, that 1+2, there are certain instances where that 1+2 leaves Steve out of jab range. Steve's jab just won't reach, even though it's -10. So it's just like, it's safe. It's like a safe sequence. It's kind of fucked up. I thought they were gonna change that, or maybe they did. Leroy's jab's not a good example after it. But yeah, I've had this sequence 1+2, and then Steve 1-1. Just the first 1 whiffs, man. Steve's jab range, even though he's a boxer, isn't as good as Kazumi's. I wish it was always as good as Kazumi's, man. Her jab is amazing. But yeah, what else? Let me look at that wall splash shit. Turn it on. Ah. Whoa. 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 What the fuck? Whoa. They fucked up the hitbox on it, huh? Holy, what the? How come it whiffs like that? Yeah, and also if you're like to the side, counter hits don't actually truly count as like counter hits, but that, you guys seeing that? kind of like keeps going on. What the fuck? Don't fix this, Namco. Leave it as is. Wow. Does he still get... Whatever, dude. Yeah, if downpour 1-1 doesn't pick up there, I doubt it. Yeah. That'd be crazy. Yeah, that's good. Thank God. That shit was so stupid. 4 forward 1+2. Follow up for a wall spot? Oh, like that as a quick rise catch? Yeah, you could catch them if they try to flinch and reduce damage, I guess. How much damage is this? Oh, this is why it's not good to leave counter it on. Because the grounded scaling gets all fucked up. So that altogether is 65. Whoops. Oh, it's still less. It's still less than doing the ground pound. It's 62 altogether. Not worth. But yeah, I think bottom line, you know, size to 4 is still good. Right, he still has 2-2 for a 12 frame punish. That's still good. 4-4 range instead if you need the range. But yeah, overall down back 1, no longer high crush. That's nice. Back 1+2 -9. Thank God. Oh wow, you can't just fucking. I thought they decreased the pushback. That's decreased? I guess. Yeah, this one's huge too, though. Only getting that. Oh well. Hey, BTS Jin, how's it going? How's it going? Thank you guys all for stopping by once again.